Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics Ultimates Faker, the evil robot of Skeletor from Super7. That's right, continuing our look at the brand new reissues that Super7 is putting out of some of the more popular characters from the Mattel Masters of the Universe Classics line. We're going to take a look at everyone's favorite blue version of He-Man, the evil Faker. So these figures do come inside of those brown shipper boxes or the mailer boxes, just like we saw in the Mattel releases before. But the cool thing about these is they do feature these brand new card backs that pay homage to the vintage Masters of the Universe figures. I've already said before in my other videos how much I love these card backs. It's such a nice fresh change from the green Grayskull bricks we saw of the others. I kind of wish all of our figures in the future would come on these, but as of right now, it's just the Ultimates versions that are going to have these cool blister cards. Got the great red exploding rocks in the background, that blue starry sky, the classic Masters of the Universe logo, and even a brand new piece of artwork behind Faker there that looks like a mini comic. It's not a mini comic, but still a really cool way to kind of pay homage to the vintage toy line. So you can see Faker with all of his accessories, his interchangeable heads right there in the blister bubble. And when we flip this around to the back side of the packaging, at the very top of that card back, we've got some brand new artwork, which is again reminiscent of what we saw on the vintage packages, featuring He-Man doing battle with Faker. Now, just like we saw with He-Man's card back, I will say I'm a bit bummed that the top is cut off. You can see a piece of He-Man's head is cut off on the artwork, but it's still really, really nice artwork to look at. I love seeing new art for the brand. I think that's great. And then down below that, we've got a cross-sell showing the other Ultimates figures, the future releases in the line from Super7, as well as a little how-to that's drawn on there showing you how you can remove and swap out Faker's heads. Just a really fun touch that makes these feel like they are ripped straight out of the 80s. So the packaging is not resealable, unfortunately. It is beautiful packaging. It's almost a shame to open it up, but we are going to rip this open so we can get a closer look at the Faker figure within. Alright, so now that we've got Faker outside of the packaging, just like we've seen with all of the other Ultimates, we've got this really great faux mini comic that is packaged with him. It's basically just a postcard, but it features some beautiful brand new artwork with awesome colors, bright, vibrant, featuring the rise of Faker. It's got Faker kind of coming to life with Triclops and Trapjaw in the background. I love the extra Faker head, like in this little glass back here. That's kind of cool. That's a neat little nod, actually, to the extra heads in the pack. That's really, really fun. And then the back of it is where our brand new bio for Faker is featured, as written by Scrollos. So pretty cool stuff. I love that these were included, and I hope if we get more Ultimates in the future, these continue, because these are a nice little extra thing to collect with these figures. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Faker action figure. So we'll get into the nitty gritty of how he differs from the original Faker when we get to the comparison time segment, but I want to start by pointing out that you might have noticed in the package that he is rocking that classic toy version of the He-Man head instead of that original Faker head. So that's what's really cool about this. We never got this particular head sculpt in Faker colors in the previous line from Mattel. So I love that Super7 and the Horsemen gave us this, in my opinion, better head with the Faker look, because now I can display Faker the way I would rather display him, because that's my preferred head. Now it's cool because we do have extra heads with this pack, so if that's not your preferred head, you'll be able to swap those out and display them in a couple different ways, and we'll talk about those more in just a bit. I will say the rest of the colors on this guy look really great. The colors are bright and vibrant. Actually, I feel like he's a lot brighter than the original Faker. You can see nice bright orange on here. It's less dirty than what we saw on the armor previously, and it does still have some really nice metallic orange seen on all the bone designs. Of course, this is like the Skeletor armor, just like the vintage figure, but it is orange this time around. The body is this nice bright blue color, and his belt and his wrist bracers are actually this really cool kind of semi-gloss and flat black mixture. It's like a black, but all the little knobs and everything on there have a nice gloss to them, so they really stand out. That's a bit of a difference than what we saw previously. Now, for the most part, the paint looks really great on there, but I do want to point out I got a little bit of a black smudge on the arm over here. It's not ideal, but it could have been worse, so, you know, it happens sometimes. He does have really nice shading on the purple of the loincloth, and then you'll see on the boots, it's almost like two colors of purple. It's like a dark purple and a light purple seen on the boots there, so that is really, really nice. Now, I do want to go ahead and remove Faker's armor, because one of the important characteristics of Faker is the control panel. And the control panel looks just as good on this one as it did on the original release from Mattel, whereas instead of a sticker, it's just tampoed onto the figure, but it's a really cool nod to the vintage toy, and I think it looks awesome. So before we move on to accessories, let's go ahead and talk articulation. Articulation is the same as what we would expect with a lot of these guys. So the head's on a nice ball joint, can roll all the way around, look up and down, nice range of motion there. He does have nice tight joints at the shoulders, so the arms can go outwards, forwards, and backwards with a nice swivel at the bicep, standard joint at the elbow, swivels at the wrist. He's got that ab crunch there as well as a swivel at the waist. He does have a nice kind of softer loincloth there, so that's going to be great for the hinge joints that allow the legs to go outwards, forwards, backwards, really nice range of motion, as well as swiveling at the thighs. You got really nice tight knee joints on this guy, so single joint, but it's nice and tight. Swivels at the boots. You do have the newer boots without the pins showing on the ankles, which is nice, and unlike the He-Man I got in the Ultimates line, Faker's ankles are very tight. Look at that. Really, really nice tight ankles. So I have no loose joints on my Faker. I feel like his joints and his articulation are absolutely perfect. So I mentioned interchangeable heads. We will go ahead and start there. Along with that brand new classic toy sculpt we've also got the standard head, just like the original Faker release, done in the same colors, and we've got the cool battle damaged head. Now this is really nice because this was a pack-in with a different figure in Mattel's run, so if you missed this head before, it's a great chance to get it. Very Terminator-esque. You can kind of see the cyborg-looking robot underneath the skin there, but it's still very cool to have like a battle-damaged Faker. And the head just pops right off the ball joint there, and it's very, very easy to swap on the new head. Now, like I've mentioned with all the other Ultimates, it does feel slightly different than the Mattel ones. It doesn't really click on the same way, but the heads do still go on nice and solid. You can see they're fitting on there great. They don't pull off too easy. They don't fall off easy. So it's really cool being able to swap out those parts to give your Faker a very different look. All right, so as far as accessories go, of course, first of all, he does have the standard power sword done in the nice orange colors. It's two-tone, so it's got the nice metallic orange on the blade there. That works really, really nice. And he comes with a half sword as well. In addition to that, he also has the Alcala style power sword in orange. Another first thing, we've never had this before, so this is really cool because if you prefer that Alcala style, you can now display that with your Faker figure. And then we've got a battle axe and a shield. So always great getting some of these classic He-Man weapons done in the Faker orange colors, and really gives a lot of variety for displaying Faker. Now he does come with a lot of accessories, so I don't want to complain too much, but I will say that I feel like it was a missed opportunity not including the Faker battle armor. The Faker battle armor was released in the Mattel lineup as part of the Toys R Us DC vs. Motu 2-packs, and it's extremely rare. A lot of people missed out on that, so that would have been really cool to throw in with this set. Unfortunately, it was not included, but we still got some good accessories in here. Alright guys, it's comparison time! So, we've got the Super7 Faker standing alongside the original Mattel release, which was way back in the beginning of the line in like 2009. So you can see the difference between the two. The colors do seem a lot more vibrant on the new Super7 one, like I noticed. You'll see that Mattel went for a very overly dirty look to the armor, which I was never had a problem with, but I gotta say I kind of like the cleaner armor on the Super7 one, but to each their own. Maybe you prefer the dirtier armor instead. Some other subtle differences, the original Faker had more of like a silver or gunmetal tone to the belt and the bracers, while the new one's rocking that black. It's kind of a neat little difference there. I like the black, but I do also like the silver on the original. And the boots are different on the new one because they're more just purple and dark purple as opposed to purple and black like the original. So kind of interesting looking at these two side by side. So there you go, my friends. There is your look at the Masters of the Universe Classics Ultimate Faker from Super7. I think this is a really great figure. I'm glad to see him get re-released. Faker is one of those classic characters that a lot of people really seem to like. The differences on this guy that make him stand out from the original are all good. I think it's good that he's not exactly the same as that original release, but I don't hate any of the new changes at all. I actually think the new colors look great. I like the blacks. I think they look really cool. I don't think they necessarily make him look better than the original, but he's still a very nice figure with great paint apps, really tight joints, which is awesome, and I absolutely love that classic toy head that I can finally pose on my Faker. So these guys did sell out pretty quickly through Super7. They were pre-order only, so you're gonna have to track these guys down on the aftermarket at this point, but be sure to stay tuned to super7store.com for updates on future releases, because all of these figures will be sold pre-order only, so if you wanna get in on them, that's the best way to do it, unless you wanna wait for them to hit the aftermarket. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, leave me a comment, and let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe for more Masters of the Universe videos. Until next time, my friends.